Hi guys, I'm Mark and I'm an oyster boy, and I'm a bit short on time today, but I really would like to make some beer. So what I'm going to use today is this. This is a full Fresh Wort Kit, I suppose, from the Malt Miller. They've just started producing these with a brewery called Gritchie, and it literally is possibly the easiest way of making beer you could ever imagine. When I first started out, I thought that making kits, extract kits, was easy. You've got, a tin of malt extract, you add it to water, you mix in some sugar, make sure it's all aerated, and then you add your yeast. Can't really get easier than that, can it? Wrong. This literally is just 20 litres of wort in a box. And it comes with a packet of yeast, and all you do is you throw those things together and leave it, and you will have some beer. There are a couple of things that you can do. Obviously, you can change out the yeast. I wish I knew what kind of yeast I could use with this, though.
We could use something like the verdant strain that's often used in IPA styles. Now, this will make a hazy beer with the hops brought to the forefront of the flavour profile.
Good idea. I'll try that. So here we have got, to go with it, a verdant yeast, and I'll probably do some dry hopping as well. I wish I knew what hops to use, though.
We could use Citra, for example. Now, this would produce a more modern tasting, citrus-forward beer. Okay, yeah, cool. I've got some Mosaic, and I've got some Citra as well. And rather than using normal pellets for dry hopping, I'm going to use this. This is Spectrum, which is a wet dry hop product. It's made all from hop matter, nothing artificial in there. But the bonus of using this is you don't get any waste. Normally, if you were to add big hop additions to your fermenter, you get a lot of absorption. A lot of the beer is going to get soaked up by the hops, and you will have significant losses depending on the amount of hops that you throw in. With this, there's no loss at all. So I'm going to get this into my Firmzilla all-rounder. I'm going to picture this yeast, this verdant IPA yeast from Lallemand. It does come with a yeast, an ale yeast, which I've used in other beers before, and it is a cracking yeast. If you want, you can just put this and this together and you will get fantastic beer at the end of it. But what we're going to do is try it with this fancier yeast, or different yeast, not fancy, just a different yeast, which is sort of going to enhance the hop character more, and we're going to dry hop it with this wet dry hop called Spectrum, but I'll put some footage of that so you can see actually what it is. But now I'm going to get this ready to go in from my fermenter, and I'm going to show you how you do it. There we go, nice and clean. Take that off. So I've got my fermenter all cleaned and sanitised, and I'm just going to put the first half of this in there like that. Now I've got about half of the wort into my fermenter. I'm going to lift it up here. I'm going to get some sanitised scissors, sanitise the bottom of the bag, get it out of this box. I'm just going to pour the rest of it into the fermenter now, just to make things a bit quicker. You want to put the first half in from a height like that, so you're making sure that your wort is fully aerated before you pitch your yeast, to give yourself the best chance of getting things going. Ignore the sponge. It's just where my temperature probe goes. The good way about making a kit like this, not specifically like this, it would have been a lot easier to do it on the floor, but using these ingredients in this method is you know that the beer you're going to make at home is exactly how they would have intended it at the brewery. There's so much variation in tap water. My tap water in Chester is going to be completely different from tap water in Newcastle or in Burton or in Runcorn or in Manchester or anywhere. So, you know, we could all make the same beer, the same recipe, follow it to the letter,
but because our water's different, unless we're using our own water and building a profile for it, or we're doing it from bottled water, is going to be massively different. And now, as I said, I'm going to use this verdant IPA yeast. Sanitize my scissors. Little spray on the packet. Yeast in. Get the spundy on. And we're good to go. That's it. Start to finish. Done. Smelled incredible when I was mixing it together there. Really looking forward to seeing how this one turns out, and also seeing what Penny thinks as well. So, yeah, let's pop that in the fridge, give it a week or so, see how it's looking, pop it in a keg, and then we'll... Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we are reviewing the Fresh Wort Kit from Gritchie's and the Malt Miller.
So this is the Fresh Kit that obviously that you just said, but has now just come in where everything's pretty much pre-made.
Yeah.
In a bag. I mean, how big are we talking with this?
Well, I mean, it weighs 20 kilos, doesn't it? Because it's 20 litres of wort.
Yeah.
Put in a bag. The bag's put in a box. And
so it's almost like the wine that you get, the goon, as some people like they call it in
yes,
in Australia, with the slap of the bag of the...
Yeah, like if you were going to space and you wanted to take some wine with you, that's how it'd be. It's a massive massive bag. So we've already watched me make it.
Yeah.
And we're a couple of weeks down the line now, so this is the output of it. So I've dry hopped this. I didn't do the kit as per it would just arrive. So I got some Spectrum with it, which is a hop product which you can use for dry hop additions, but it's not dry. If you see what I mean. So it's like a gel. It's made from 100%
like the
matter.
bikers use when they
like
a little thing.
If you were on an endurance race and you needed some sports hops.
That'd be what they give you if you'd not had Stella for a while. We get Saaz in a little packet.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, right? It was absolutely fantastic using that. It was way easier than actually dry hopping normally in the fermenter, because first of all, you just put it in some warm water to like heat it up, because it is quite a thick. It's quite a thick liquid.
Like you would do with obviously like a tin of what's it called for the hose?
Malt extract.
Yes.
Yeah, same as you would do with that.
Yeah.
And then once it's been in there for a couple of minutes, you'll do this when it's already in the keg. You'll sort of like purge the keg with all your CO2, fill it, take the top off really quickly, put your Spectrum in, put the top back on, regas it, purge it a couple of times, and then mix it all in, and you're good to go.
So which ones do we used?
So we used Mosaic and Citra as the Spectrum Dry Hop Edition.
Brilliant.
And for the yeast, we used the Lalmand IPA yeast, which actually may be why it's not clear, because that yeast does leave it quite cloudy, the Lalmand Verdant IPA yeast.
Okay, so, and obviously the reason for having these in the packet, obviously it reduces wastage. Because what is it? Is it per 100 grams you lose a litre? Is it of dry
something
hop
like that? Yeah. So I mean, we've done some beers recently with 150, 200 gram dry hop editions, and you just lose so much.
Yeah. So you're looking at 5 pints that you're losing straight away there. So you might pay a bit extra, but the benefit of that is the fact that you will gain more beer on the other side.
Yes.
So if you're doing a 19 litre beer, and obviously you wanted to put it in a corny keg or something like that, and then if you're putting 250 grams in, and you're losing, like a good over 10% pretty much of your drinkable stuff. So
I mean, that's not what anyone wants. More beer is better beer, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah. So I suppose you're going to pay that little bit extra, then why not?
Why the hell not? Indeed.
So, well, how much are we talking for a packet? Do you know?
Of the Spectrum.
Yeah.
I'll put it at the bottom of the screen because I can't remember.
Is it £9? I think you said
something like that. Yeah. So, but I mean, the thing is, 100 grams of dry hops is £6, £7 anyway.
Yeah. So you're not talking double.
No. It's just more.
Yes.
Just more.
Okay.
If price point is your driver, maybe don't do it. But then again, you're not wasting. You're not losing beer.
It's less wastage.
Yeah, and it's quicker. So it's like an instant.
Yeah.
Instant fix.
You don't get to use your hot bomb though.
No, you don't. No, you don't get to use the hot bomb. Looks wise, what do you think?
It's not great, is it?
I mean, I don't know. It's darker than I thought it'd be. Obviously, it's not clear, but I think that's to do with the yeast. It's a bit dark, and the head's not fantastic. I mean, you can see there's carbonation in there, but it's just not sticking around. The glasses are clean. The head just isn't thick and frothy.
5.
Yeah, I think maybe a 6.
Okay, maybe I'm being too harsh, but 5.
Yeah. Well, you know, should we give it a sniff?
Smell.
Yeah. It does smell good.
It smells good. I mean, it's not amazing, but it smells okay. It's what's strange. Maybe because it's been in a work. Well, I don't know how they. Well, I suppose they just make it and cool it down, don't they? But I don't get any maltiness. It's all hop, and the hop that I do get, slight spiciness. You get that from the Saaz.
So you're getting that Saaz, and I think you really get the fruitiness from the Citra as well.
Yeah, a little bit of grapefruit, something like that.
And the Mosaic.
But that's about it. There's no stone fruits or anything like that coming through. Or
I think that the using the Spectrum as a dry hop product, I think has worked well. It was very, very easy.
Yeah,
very easy to do. So yeah, I'm happy with how it smells. I'd give it a 7.5 for the smell, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, I think I agree with it. 7.5.
Yeah,
it's a good smelling beer, isn't it?
Should we taste it?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
It's not my favourite.
I suppose in a way it's strange, isn't it? Because when you buy an all grain kit, you're even though it arrives as a kit, you can change it with the hop schedule and when you add things and stuff like that. The only things you can change on this are the cold side bits. Yeah. So if you haven't got an all grain setup and you want to try something a bit different, I mean, I will say it's better than a lot of malt extract kits that we've done.
Yeah, I don't think it's better than the flagship range of Muntons though.
Do you not?
No.
Okay.
That's my.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. But you know, some of the one can.
I think the mouth feels better on this.
Yeah.
But in terms of the flavour,
it's got nice bitterness, and I think I think it has got a nice flavour. I think we've done a lot better beers though. You know, I mean,
I hope so. I'd give it up.
I'd probably give it a 6.8.
Okay, 6.5.
Yeah, and the mouth feels good. I mean, it's like it's like ale carbonation that I've gone for, isn't it? It's not crazy. It's like 30 psi on my setup.
I think it is very ale-y.
Well, I mean, it is an ale, isn't it?
So, right, okay. It's very like an old man's ale.
Well, just the kit to start off with is an English ale kit.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, then it's hit the nose on the head. Hit the nose.
Hit the nose on the head. Hit the nose with a nail.
Yeah, that's what it feels like drinking it.
But is it up my street? Probably not for the beer, taste-wise. But I've just burped, and those Spectrum hop products are very good.
Yeah.
Because I just got that a second time. Yeah, what did I say? 6.8, 6.9?
You said 6.8.
6.8.
6.5. If you're into English ales, I think you'd like that.
Yeah.
If you were making like your Doom bars and your Black Sheep and those sort of ones, I think. But I think you probably. I personally think you could find out on the market a malt extract kit that was probably not a million miles away off from that, but you might just have to miss.
If they release a New England IPA one of these, or a lager version of this, then I would probably pick one of those up and give that a go, because we'll do. Actually, should we move on to price, because that's where it really I think. Apologies, dogs there. Move on to price. So this, the way that we've done it.
Well, there's two prices really we should talk about, isn't there?
If you were to buy this kit as standard and you just wanted to make an English ale,
does it come with a yeast?
Comes with the yeast. Comes with the Malt Miller's. I think it's the NBS English ale yeast.
Okay.
Which I've used before in other beers, and it's a really good yeast. If you were to buy it with that and do the kit as it comes in the box, it is £1.8 a pint. Yeah. So it's like 38 quid for your 20 litres, £1.8 a pint. And for that, I actually think that's quite good.
Yes.
Because you are getting an all grain beer.
Yeah.
Because it is an all grain beer. You are not having to waste 5 hours of your day. Start to finish, for me putting this kit together and getting it into the fermenter took me 12 minutes. From opening the box to having it in my fridge at the bottom end of the garden. And I've got a commercial quality beer.
Yeah, I think if that...
Regardless of whether the flavour is what I like or not, it is you know, you could go and buy a pint of that in a pub and you wouldn't be like, oh...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So £1.8 a pint for that with no effort.
Yeah.
I think that is good.
Yeah.
The way that we've done it, to get separate yeast and to get 2 packets of Spectrum, puts the cost up to £1.70 a pint.
Well, that's completely not worth it.
Yeah, so for that I probably wouldn't, because...
What should we judge it on then?
I think if we judge it on the normal one...
The £38.
£38 just as a kit. I think that is like an 8 out of 10, because you are getting a really good commercial quality beer and you are not doing any work at all.
Yeah, okay. I would give it, I'd give it, I'm going to be prudent and say 7.9.
But I think with this, I probably wouldn't go as ham as we did on the stuff that we've paid to put into it and turned it into a very expensive
It was just,
thing.
we got excited with things to try, didn't we? There was lots of things to try.
Because it's like, what we've essentially done is taken a really good English ale and tried to make it into something that it's not. But the base, I don't think, has led itself really for that. I do believe they're going to expand the range more, and I think there'll probably be more scope for finding ones that we love. But yeah, I think price-wise for the normal kit, I actually think it's really good.
I agree. Really I agree. To an extent, yeah. I think sessionability, 2.
Yeah, probably the same for me.
2.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be the same if it didn't have all the additions and we kept it as it is.
Yeah, we're just not big English, like English ale fans, really, are we, I suppose?
No. So to summarise, it's not for us. For English ale style, probably yeah. And like I say, if you've been doing a lot of kit beers and then you wanted to try this commercial style beer, then I definitely think it's worth it. And if you like those kits and you like English style ales, then do it. Yeah,
I think that's fair. Yeah,
is that a fair summary?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
And before Penny beats me to it, here is the oyster score for this beer. So if you've liked watching this video, smash like, hit subscribe, and come back for more. What I would say about this is, though, if I was doing a beer that was a beer more the style I liked and I wanted to dry hop it again, I would definitely use the Spectrum product again. I think that was really, really good. As a way to do it with no loss, because you're doing it when it's already in the keg, and I will be able to drink that keg right down to the bottom. So there's no way to
enjoy it all then.
All right, thank you very much. I will. And on that note, guys, oysters out.